What's up, guys? I want to thank you so much for checking out my YouTube channel. We are going to start doing contests every single month with lucky winners and giving away Young Ambition clothing along with some other really cool prizes. So make sure you hit the subscribe button below. You have to be subscribed to be eligible to win, and I'm excited to continue giving you game-changing, relevant, tactical content that inspires you, challenges you to think different, and really helps you live a life on your terms. So subscribe below, and we'll see you guys soon. I've interviewed a lot of multimillionaires, and every single call I've ever done, there's always one thing in common that 95% of majority doesn't have. I'm going to share that with you in this video. I'm also going to talk about the 5 biggest breakthroughs that I've personally taken from interviewing all of these millionaires. Remember, if you want to be a millionaire, talk to billionaires. You'll get there quicker. And this for sure will cut your learning curve in half. Hey, it's Peter Voogd. I'm excited for you guys to be here. Welcome to the YEL 2.0 podcast, where we help you live a life and a business on your terms, your own way. Thank you to you guys that have subscribed to my YouTube and the podcast. I don't know if you're watching this or you're listening in your car, but I have a special treat. This is off the cuff. I was so inspired. We just got done with our call with the Academy with Bedros Keuilian, and we've had some amazing guest speakers the last couple months. Bedros, we've had Ed Milet, we've had Ryan Blair, we've had David Goggins, we've had Grant Cardone, and there's always a common theme. And every single time I get off the phone, this is my thought process. That's why they've made 100 million. It makes sense why they're at the top 1%. And I want to share the 5 things that are evident in every single person I've interviewed the last 7 to 10 years. We interviewed Tim Grover, who was Michael Jordan's trainer, and just so many legendary entrepreneurs, entertainers, athletes, and peak performers. So I have some notes, but it's going to be off my gut and off the cuff because I just want to come raw with you guys. First thing that's evident in every single speaker we've ever had is they have some type of pain, some type of trial and tribulation from their past that they use as motivation, and they flip. They don't use it as a victim. They don't use it as a crutch. They use it as a motivation to turn their adversity into their advantage. Every single speaker took a disadvantage they had, a bad childhood, coming over to the US with $200 from Armenia or whatever, and they used it as an advantage. And they turn their pain into purpose and passion. Every single speaker that I've had that is at the minimum 10 million mark a year, most are over 100 million, they have some type of reason, and such strong reasons that they're never going to get complacent. And anytime they find themselves getting complacent, they put another challenge in front of them that scares them, and they take action on that. Or they go to their past and think about a pain point, and they use that as motivation because they never want to go back to that point. So here's my challenge. If you haven't gone through enough, if you don't have enough hunger, or you're feeling at all complacent, you haven't gone through enough pain. There's pain that hurts, and there's pain that alters. And you're never going to experience life at its full potential if you don't go through pain that alters. And these people have all gone through pain that altered their state and altered their life trajectory, okay? A lot of people that grow up and they have easy childhoods, everything's given to them, they have no challenges, they usually lack hunger. Good luck finding any hunger in someone that's had everything given to them. If you're that person, if you don't have the hunger, challenge yourself. Go through more challenging times. Push yourself past your limits. But that's a commonality. They have pain that they've turned into purpose and passion. Number 1. Number 2, they just have higher standards and expectations they've set for themselves. Their identity is different than how they grew up. Their identity is different, and it's not shaped by teachers, by environment, by surroundings, by their parents, by other people. It's shaped by what they want and where they want to go. So life is going to organize around the standards you set for yourself, and you're going to get what you tolerate. If you want better success, raise your standards in that area. You're going to get exactly what you expect you're worthy of and expect your worth. For example, if you tolerate being disrespected, you'll always be disrespected. If you tolerate making six figures and barely getting by, obviously if you live in California, you don't have a lot of money left over. If you tolerate making six figures, you always make it. If you tolerate being broke, you'll always be broke. If you tolerate being tired and lazy all the time, you will always be tired and lazy. If you tolerate bad people or negative influences around you, you'll always have bad energy around you. So these people just have higher expectations. I asked Bedros, what's the number one reason you've seen people at six figures never get to seven and stay at six their whole life? He said two things. Lower standards, they don't expect a lot from themselves, and low risk, they don't want to take risks. If you want to get to seven figures, you have to have higher expectations of yourself and higher standards of what you expect from yourself, and you have to be able to take higher risks, right? Everyone has a thermometer, and based on where the thermometer is how their current reality is shaped. So here's an example, your workout thermometer. If you're feeling unhealthy and you don't feel like you're in shape, how low do you have to get before you work out? For me, my fitness thermometer has been so high the last couple years that if I don't work out 5 days a week and I travel and I don't work out 3 days, I'm itching, I'm freaking out. I need to get to the gym. Not at all because I want to look fit and I'm a meathead. It's because my health is my number one priority, right? There's a certain income thermometer. Where does your income have to get to for you to level up and step up? Is it 500K? Is it $1 million? Is it 10 million? Is it 60,000? Their thermometer is extremely high because of their expectations of themselves. That's number two. So what are your standards and expectations that you expect you're worthy of and expect to actually succeed or expect to actually create? 3, this is a big one. Area of genius. They're very, very big on focusing on their strengths, okay? Bedros did not even know how to log into Google Hangouts, right? David Goggins did not know how to log into Google Hangouts, right? Their team did it for them. The goal of business is not just to make more money and work more hours. If you only make more money when you work more hours, you just have a high-paying job. And you didn't get into entrepreneurship for a high-paying job. You got in for lifestyle and freedom. The goal is to work on things you love and work on things that fulfill you and engage you and fascinate you, while creating a business that helps people, that gives back, that thrives, right? So you need to make a list right now of things you shouldn't be doing, things you can't do, and things you don't want to do, and start delegating that. I call it the 80% rule. By the way, this changed my life because I had Superman syndrome. When I was coming up in business, I thought I had to do everything myself. So I wouldn't want to delegate anything. I wanted to figure everything out on my own, and I felt like no one can do it as good as me. This is the worst thing you can do in business and is a trap. Here's why. When you start doing things you aren't good at or you don't like doing, you're going to resent the things that you used to love doing and will no longer want to do those. Then your business is in massive, massive struggle and frustration, right? So focus on your area of genius. Have a team around you that if you deviate from your area of genius, they put you back on track and say, hey, what are you doing? Those aren't your strengths. We got this, right? So your goal, there's things that maintain your business and there's things that produce growth. Every single speaker that I've ever spoken to, that I've interviewed, they are focused on things that are A, their strength, B, things that they're excited about and they keep them engaged, and 3, things that actually produce growth in their business. Everything that just maintains is delegated. So this 80% rule I came up with is anything someone can do 80% as good as you, delegate and get rid of it. You should not be doing those things. I've never edited a video in my life. I tried actually, I take that back. When I was starting, I tried to and I hated it. My team does all the editing, right? I've never done that because I don't want to do that and it's not my strength. Every single speaker, millionaire, entrepreneur that's successful that I've talked to, they only focus on their 5% area of genius. Are you doing that? Okay. The question to ask is, what could you do the rest of your life that's going to keep you fascinated and engaged and matches your values and matches your strengths? Think about that. If you don't have that right now, you might want to think about changing things up. Fourth, they just want to give value. They understand that you're paid based off the value you bring to the marketplace. They expect nothing unless there's value exchanged. Almost every speaker I have speaking to the academy, I always ask them, hey, what do you want to promote after? Do you want us to push your Instagram, your Facebook, a new book? 95% of them say, no, I just want to add value. If they want to come check my stuff out, cool. I just want to add value and do as much as I can for the academy and for your members. Almost every single person. There's a lot of people that reach out without even adding value. They reach out to me through email or Instagram and say, hey, can you promote this? Hey, I'd love to help out with your thing. Can you do this for me? And they never focus on value first. They're takers, not givers. All successful multimillionaires. Now, let me make a caveat here. I'm selective with who I interview. Some millionaires, maybe they are takers, maybe they don't want to add value, maybe they're money focused. I only interview people that are world class in every area of life and business. Because if you have $1 billion business or $100 million business, but you don't have a lifestyle you're inspired by and proud of, you did it all wrong. I don't really have respect for that person. Okay? So they always want to add value. How much value are you adding to the marketplace, to your customers, to your consumers, to your potential clients without expecting anything in return? The value you add is a reflection of the money you usually make, right? Lastly, pressure and bounce back. They learn to love and leverage failure. Through adversity comes greatness, and through failure comes a sharper perspective, right? Not only do they take few opinions, and not only are they very, very focused on their area of genius and giving value, nothing can faze them. Yes, they have bad days. Yes, they feel frustrated, unmotivated, but it doesn't change their action. So the pressure and the bounce back is huge. There was a Chinese figure skater who fell, I think they counted 20 or 21,000 times before she became a gold medalist at the Olympics. So how high is your bounce? I challenge you to be resilient, right? He said if you really want to thrive regardless of the economy and you actually want to dictate and create your own economy, you need resiliency, resourcefulness, and relentlessness, if that's even a word, relentlessness. You need to be relentless, resourceful, but resilient, which means how is your bounce back? How high can you jump? How high do you bounce when you go through massive failure and challenges and drawbacks? The very process of greatness means that you will fail more than your competition. There is something phenomenal that happens when you stay with your craft, when you stay with your vision, when you stay committed, regardless of not knowing what's next, right? You got to block out the noise and stay true to your vision and bounce back no matter what you go through. I could tell you hundreds of stories of the speakers going through challenges that literally when I heard them, I realized that 99% of society would have given up. Right? Just a simple one. He had a Facebook campaign, one of our speakers, and Facebook shut his account down and literally blocked him and like wouldn't let him post 5 times, I think, and he still came back with another marketing campaign. And these are not unethical marketing campaigns. Facebook just has a specific algorithm. But how many of you guys would come back and still want to do Facebook ads for your business if you got blocked and shut down 5 times? Some speakers got denied 20, 30, 40 times by banks before they actually got a loan for their business, right? So how far can you bounce back when you go through challenges? That's a huge key. And under pressure and bounce back, they're obsessed, right? I think the number one thing is obsession. They're obsessed with solving a big problem in their industry. The problem solving and the obsession of fixing a void in their industry and something rubbing them the wrong way and busting the myths of their industry and becoming obsessed with the problem. Elon Musk, Michael Jordan, Tony Robbins, Steve Jobs, Ryan Blair, Ed Milet, LeBron James. These people are obsessed with what they do. If you're not obsessed with what you do, find something to obsess about. Obsession is bad in terms of society's view because they don't want to be obsessed with anything and they feel like it's abnormal to be a genius or to be amazing because they can't relate. We're not talking about mediocrity here. We're talking about greatness. So if you want to get to the next level, you have to be obsessed with solving problems that are related to an industry that also maximizes your strengths and passion. So that's all I got. And another thing too, before I leave, oh, by the way, let me know your comments. What is something that you have learned from a millionaire? What is something that stands out to you about all people you study, millionaires, different people in different industries that are reaching greatness? What's something that you notice that all successful people do? Leave your comment below. Please hit the like button as well. Like it up if you get value in this content. My number one focus always is to bring you as much tactical, relevant value as possible. So once again, thanks for subscribing. It means the world to me. Stay in your own world. Don't go into or mold into the worlds of society. Just because it's 5 o'clock doesn't mean you have to stop working. Just because it's Saturday doesn't mean you have to take the time off. Just create your own reality based on what you want and based on what's most important to you. That's my challenge. Let me know below what your biggest takeaway was and anything that stands out to you in terms of what millionaires do different than society. I'd love to engage with you and check out your comments. But thanks again. Appreciate you. We'll talk soon. Hey, what's up? And thank you for watching this video. If you enjoy this video and this content, make sure you hit the subscribe button below, put the notifications on, and I assure you, you'll love this content and these videos.